Hello and welcome, class of 2022. Moving from the middle school to the high school is a big step, but I know you can handle it. In fact, I have a few friends here to share some encouraging words with you.
What I like most about Marysville High School is that all the teachers are always there for you and you have your freedoms, and I really enjoy that.
My favorite thing about Marysville High School is how much freedom we have. I really like having open campus lunch.
It's the fact that I have the freedom to go out to lunch and go off campus and just go anywhere I want to.
Over their 4 years, our seniors have learned a few lessons of their own.
The most important lesson I've learned in high school is to not take anything for granted.
You just need to learn to find what makes you happy and pursue that, rather than trying to force yourself into a hole.
The most important lesson that I learned in high school would probably definitely be to just try your hardest and no matter what you do, and just don't take things for granted.
Our seniors wanted to give you a little advice that might help you in your transition.
My advice for the incoming freshmen would be to not be afraid to talk to seniors. Even though we seem intimidating, we're not scary, and we've all been a freshman at some point.
A piece of advice that I'd give to a freshman would be just surround yourself with really positive people.
One piece of advice I'd recommend to all the incoming freshmen is just have as much fun as you possibly can and get involved in everything.
One piece of advice I would tell an incoming freshman is don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't try to act like something you're not. Be yourself, and those people that really care about you are going to be your friends.
I would say do stuff. Do sports or clubs or different things and just get involved so you don't just come to school and go home.
A piece of advice I'd give to a freshman would be, try all the classes you can. There could be a class that you try that you end up really liking that you would never know.
Well, maybe hearing from the seniors hasn't quite convinced you. How about hearing from a few freshmen? They were sitting in these seats just a year ago thinking the same thing you are now. First, they want to tell you what they think are the biggest differences coming to the high school.
The biggest difference between middle school and high school is the freedom that we get at lunch and being able to leave classes not being told what to do.
I would say that the biggest difference between middle school and high school is how individual you have, the individuality, and your teachers are just kind of there to set you up, and then you take that and you have to learn from what they're giving you and do things by yourself.
The biggest difference for me was adapting to the independency that you have. And teachers expect you to be way more independent than you were in middle school.
The freshmen also share what they think is the hardest adjustment you may encounter transitioning to the high school.
The hardest thing about freshman year was adjusting to the responsibility, because the teachers aren't going to hold your hand.
I would just say that it was hard to balance school, work, and a social life, but I had a lot of fun playing all the sports, so I would say it was worth it.
Hardest thing about freshman year was adapting to the workload and midterms probably.
The hardest thing about freshman year was adapting to the freedom and trying to be able to get all the little things done, because in high school you have a lot of little tasks that teachers give you that you're 100% responsible for, and they won't always be reminding you.
There's a lot more work and time and effort that you have to put into your work and test and all of your homework.
The group also tells us what they wish they knew before they came to the high school.
I wish I knew the importance of time management. I procrastinate, so it's not very good in high school. You get more work.
One thing I wish I would have known before I was a freshman was that I would have classes with upperclassmen, seniors, sophomores, and juniors. And
one thing that I wish I knew before becoming a freshman was to not be afraid to ask for help or ask for questions, because your teachers are always going to be there and they just want you to succeed.
One thing I wish I knew is that the marking periods fly by so much faster than you did when you were in middle school.
I wish I would have known that I didn't have to be scared of like the seniors and the juniors, because I was really nervous about coming in, because I figured that they were going to be a lot older and just like a lot more mature, but they were like super nice.
This year's freshmen also have a little advice to share with you.
I would say use your support system, like your teachers and counselors and your friends are there for you.
Best advice for you guys, just don't be overwhelmed by the workload and the teachers. Just take it slow and you'll be all right.
My best piece of advice to give incoming 8th graders would be to try new things that are going to make you happy, because there's so many different clubs and extracurriculars that you're going to enjoy, and it'll make your years more enjoyable.
Spend time on your work and definitely do extracurricular activities. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. And take classes that you don't really expect that you like, but you might like it, so try new things.
Got another minute or two? I have a few more people that would like to talk to you. Some of our teachers.
Organization is a big thing, because there's so much that you have to balance, from extracurriculars to multiple classes to, maybe you're even getting a job at this point. So it's definitely organization is a big key to success.
Advice that I would give to incoming freshmen who are currently 8th graders would be two very important things that I think are most important for a successful year. First one would be make sure you don't procrastinate. And the second one is please make sure you ask every teacher for help. That's what we're here for, to help you in any way or shape or form that we can give to you.
I think the first thing that they should know is that grade point average matters in a high school. And the most important thing is to not have a slow start. It's kind of like a race, in track. You want to start out at your pace, but you also want to make sure you're keeping up with the competition. And GPA is much easier to bring up in small increments. And if you start with, have a bad start, then it makes it a little bit harder to catch up.
I think the most important thing that we preach to our 8th graders coming in is to get involved. Whether it be obviously academically, but athletically, extracurricular, multiple clubs now. And all the research shows that if the students stay busy, they're more successful academically and will have a much more successful high school career.
First thing I would tell incoming freshmen is that education is a participation sport. You have to be active, you have to be engaged if you want to learn. And the second thing I would tell you is that who you surround yourself with, the people that you hang out with, your friends, have a big impact on your next 4 years at high school. So pick your friends wisely, get good, positive people, surround yourself with people that are really, truly friends.
Well, you have heard from our latest graduates, this past year's freshmen, and even some of our teachers. I look forward to seeing you next year. Have a great summer, and then get ready for an awesome 4 years at Marysville High School.